Hey, this is Nina Stewart, the author strategist, and you are tuned in to Strawberry Lit TV and podcast.
Hi, you guys. What's up? What's up? It is LaQuisha Malone here, and I am your host for the Strawberry Lit magazine and Strawberry Lit TV show. Sorry about that part. But yeah, so tonight we have a very special guest, Miss Adrienne Edwards, who is in queue with us, and she has been promoted on this show for the past couple shows we've done. So it's very exciting to have her on here because she helped sponsor the shows. So we want to thank her for that. And yeah, so if you want to give a shout out, you can comment at any time and we will get to your comments. So I want to let you guys know that you can comment below. I'm so happy to be live with you guys. All right. So before we get and bring on Miss Adrienne, of course, I want to talk to you guys just really, really quickly and let you guys know, for starters, Strawberry Lit Magazine, it is still out right now at strawberrylit magazine.com. You can go check out any episode. This show is a extension of this magazine. So we are airing every Saturday, except for Christmas and New Year's, y'all. I'm taking off that day. Those days, but we are going to air every Saturday about noon. And then this particular show will go live at about 3 p.m. today on all of our podcast shows, which will be for Apple, will be on Spotify. We're going to be on Captivate, which is where the creation starts, and we're going to be on quite a few others. All right, Amazon Music Podcasts and things like that. And I see we got A-Team DJ on right now. He's wishing us to have a great show. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So tonight's show, we're going to talk to the author, Adrienne Edwards. She also has a collection line called DBM. We're going to talk about that and get more into that. And one of the things I wanted to talk about for this particular show was different marketing techniques and strategies. So hopefully she have a couple of tips and tricks she want to give us in that area as well. So we are going to get started as soon as possible here. So I'm going to bring the show in, you guys, with a few tips that I've wrote down to talk about first. All right. So when it comes down to marketing and things like that, what I try to tell authors, because our show is all about authors, right? That when it comes down to your marketing strategies and any tips to give to you guys on that end, I will definitely say, first of all, the key thing is branding yourself across your social media and your overall brand of who you are, right? It's not necessarily about the book alone, of course, because we're going to write many books. We're not an author of one book, right? We're an author of many. So we're going to brand ourselves according to all our social media, all of our content, branding ourselves in that manner as to who we are, what we represent, and what we want to discuss and talk about when it comes down to who we are and our brands. All right, you guys. So one thing that came to my mind was I saw a lot today, especially where there's a lot of people talking about, oh, let me help you become a bestseller. Let me help you become a bestseller and, things like that. And I'm like, man, when it comes down to bestseller strategy, what is it that our authors want? I know that most people want Amazon, right? They want Amazon. Then you have some of those people who are like, hey, I would love to be a part of the New York Times. That would be like a dream. And when I went to research what it takes to be a part of the New York Times bestseller list, one thing I found was that it costs money to do that. I'm sorry, but it costs money. And I see a lot of people offering all these free services to help you get to bestseller status. They offer you all these free services to help you become number one in different categories. And I think all of that is fine and dandy. But when it comes down to being a bestseller on like Amazon or anything like that, one thing I want my authors to keep in mind, when you're a bestseller on Amazon, there is a possibility that you can be a bestseller for the hour that the algorithm lets you. And then within the next hour, you can literally come from whatever your spot is all the way out. And the bestseller list is a top 100 on Amazon. And that can be real tricky for a lot of authors because it's exciting, don't get me wrong, to be a bestseller in any category at any moment. But let's be real, it takes sales in order to do that. Some people can trick the algorithm and trick the categories and get into unrelated categories, become bestseller lists and drop themselves out, and just to have the status. It happens. It is not a new trick, but that's not what we're going to do on our marketing strategies and tips that we're going to talk about tonight. We want to do it the right way. So definitely in your marketing strategy, grow your audience, grow your fan base, grow your readership first, and then you will definitely see the results that you want to see because of your loyal connection, right? And I remember there was a guy once who did a trick to the Amazon algorithm. He posted a picture of a foot, just his foot. I think it was his foot or his hand or something. And he posted it on Amazon as a book with no written page on the inside or nothing. All pages on the inside was completely blank. And he posted and did a really good marketing campaign, marketing strategy, and things like that. And he ended up hitting #1 bestseller like super fast. Okay. And it was very uncategorized. It was not correctly categorized. He just wanted to see what would happen. He put it in a very small category that if he only purchased one book, it would hit him into the bestseller list. And he knew that. And that's what he did. He purchased his own book, or had a friend to purchase. Anyway, it was one copy sold, and he immediately jumped up to bestseller status. And his book was considered #1 bestseller with a tag and everything. And I never forget that video or that presentation that he did to show you what happened, because it showed me that basically most times with Amazon algorithm, it does not take much, right, to hit what you're trying to hit, especially if it's not done correctly. And a lot of people at one point were doing that, and we're not going to do that today. All right, you guys. So if you want to hit things like the New York Times, USA Today, or anything like that, USA Today is a little bit more easier these days to get into with the right strategies and things like that. And I'm not saying it's like easy as in 1, 2, 3 is easy. It's just that you might hit the USA Today with your marketing strategy before you hit the NYT. But that's all still good and dandy. When it comes down to those, I've had authors say, so what's the difference? What is the difference between Amazon and the New York Times? They want to know the difference. Why? Why does it matter? And I have to let them know that when it comes to Amazon, you're a bestseller for the time being, right? When it comes down to USA Today and some of these others, they do them by the week. And so what happens is when you hit their bestseller status, you're that bestseller status forever for that week, right? That's 52 weeks in a year. So they go by that week of the year. And generally when you hit those lists, that's when you have different people looking at you as far as bookstores and things like that. All right. So that is one tip. That is one strategy that I have for you guys. And I hope that I have said something so far that helps you in any kind of way. And I'm going to have my girl Adrienne to back me up on that. Yes, I am. And she's going to tell us some of her tips and tricks as well. So getting really quickly into our sponsors, who is on with us today, Miss Adrienne Edwards has sponsored our shows, especially for this month of December. And you can visit her at her website at at AdrienneEdwardsAuthor.com. And she is definitely one of our sponsors. Also with her collection at DiscoveringBeautifulMinds.com, DBM Collections. Shouting out our sponsors that way. So making sure that you guys go check that out. We're going to definitely bring her on and show that a little later. And so without further ado, I am going to, hold on, you guys. I thought I had this up and ready to go. I'm going to introduce Miss Adrienne to you guys. All right. So let me get up her bio, and we're going to definitely bring that up. And I'm going to introduce you guys to her in 1 second. All right. So far, what do I have in my comments? Oh, I got Miss Charnel Williams on. She says, hello, Charnel. Thank you so much for coming on, tuning in. And I appreciate you, ma'am. I appreciate you so much. You know I do, honey. You know I do. All right, so getting down to this bio, y'all. I thought I had it pulled up, but y'all know me. Sometimes it just don't work out the way I plan. So here we go. Now let's bring her on her bio up really quickly, y'all. I gotta find her bio. My thing will pop up. Um, Definitely want to read that off to you guys. All right, so here we go. Miss Adrienne, she is a native of Detroit, Michigan. Do I got any Detroit in the house? Yeah. She loves spending time with her family, traveling and relaxing by the water. That sounds great, you guys. Sounds very relaxing, actually. Edwards is a teacher and a mentor to women and young girls. She founded Discovering Beautiful Minds Publishing to help other writers go after their dreams to become published authors. Edwards' educational background includes a BA of English Literature and an MA degree in English and creative writing with a concentration in fiction. So my girl has her bachelor's and she has her master's over here, you guys. Yes, she does. So yeah. So it looks like Miss Adrienne. Let's see. She looks like I've lost her for a second, y'all. I'm gonna bring her on in 1 second as soon as I can get her back. All right, so she's wondering if I can see her now. I can't see her video right now, y'all. So I'm sorry. It looked like we're having a few technical difficulties with her. We're gonna get her on in 1 second. Hold on. She's gonna try something else, you guys. All right, so she's going to try something else so I can get her back on. So really quickly, do we have any questions for her before I go? I'm going to take a quick break so I can get her back on here. Do you have any questions before I go? Any comments, any questions you want to put up to my girl, Adrienne? Again, you guys remember she is an author, a publisher, and she has her own clothing collection called Discovering Beautiful Minds. And we're going to get into all of that as soon as she gets back on. All right, you guys. So we're going to take a really, really, really quick break. I'm going to introduce you guys to my girl, Olivia, and we'll be right back here in like a couple of seconds, okay? All right.
Hey, it's author Olivia Shaw Real reminding you to check out Strawberry Lit magazine featuring author interviews from yours truly. So what are you waiting on? It's time to get lit.
All right, you guys, that was my girl, Olivia Shaw. Yes, thank you, boo. And we are back. And I have Miss Adrienne up, you guys. So we're going to bring her on. All right, you guys, here she is. Miss Adrienne Edwards. What's up, boo?
Hey, girl. How are you?
Oh, I'm great. I'm so great. I'm so happy to have you here because you have sponsored our show. So thank you so much for that. I am excited to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So the first thing that we're going to get into, because I just read your bio, and I mean, my girl got her master's, her bachelor's, and her master's. I mean, congratulations. I know that was not easy. So we're going to start there and say congratulations, honey, on your accomplishments.
Thank you.
And so my first question to you would definitely be is, what inspired you? You're an author, and you help other authors with your publishing company, Discovering Beautiful Minds, which is a great catchphrase, by the way. So what inspired you first to become the author that you are, and then later inspired you to help others?
Great question. One of the things that inspired me on becoming an author is my love of writing. And my first love is poetry. And some people may say, I've always wanted to become a writer. I always wanted to become an author. That wasn't my background. I always wrote poetry. But, years later, after going through a divorce, after trying to reestablish myself and learning who I was outside of being someone's wife and someone's mother, I decided to find out what made me me. And one of the things that spoke to me was my writing. So I decided to venture out in 2013, start writing. And definitely wanted to write about people overcoming their obstacles. And that is really what inspires me to write, is to think about realistic situations, think about women overcoming obstacles, women redefining themselves and learning their self-worth. So that's what inspires me to write. And that is who I am as a writer. I continue to write that way because that's what allowed me to actually write. It's just learning how to overcome obstacles and learning who I am as a woman.
I love all of that because now you're entering into the mode of helping and sharing your story in that manner to help other people, because there are so many people, especially in this day and age with the pandemic, which showed a lot of people their true selves with their partner, and what they were dealing with. And your story definitely can help inspire others. Now, I'm a poet as well, so we like sisters now, for real. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, girl.
Yes, we are. So we are definitely sisters. That's how I got my start as well, was in poetry. So hey, my sister girl right there. So tell us really quickly, what is the titles? What are some of the titles of your poetry and your books, right quick, that we can definitely go check out just really quickly before we continue?
Okay, so most of my poetry right now I have on Wattpad. I'm going to actually incorporate some of my poetry in some of my books that I have slated for 2022. One of them is called Anticipation. Another one that I really love that has to do with me and my son who went to the military is called Mother to Son. So most of my poetry that I wrote is uplifting, and I have just a couple of sultry poems in there too, little hot and steamy,
Okay. I hear you, boo. So far it sounds all good. And so it's not actually like published on Amazon, it's on okay. So could we expect that or something, like, are we expecting?
One of my girlfriends have actually told me that I need to think about maybe publishing it as a standalone book. So I'm thinking about it. I'm not trying to put too much on myself. So I'm going to keep it in the thinking about it process right now.
Okay.
And because I know that I would have to but focus more on the poetry side compared to the writing, the novel side, which takes me into a completely different direction.
You're
so
right.
We'll see. Even if I don't do it this upcoming year, maybe I'll do it in 2023. But that's something I've definitely have spoken to a couple of people about this year, and maybe I'll have it this year or maybe next year. We'll see.
Okay. All right. So I will say that you are absolutely right. Whenever you take on different genres, it does gear your focus off of maybe what your main focus is, because like I just said in our branding technique a while ago when I talked about that, which you're going to help me with, when you're branding yourself, definitely bring yourself off of who you are and what you do, and when it comes down to adding multiple genres, you do have to definitely target a different reader selection, a different, audience and things like that, which is, a whole nother era. So, hey, 2023, I'm looking for you, girl. Okay. All right. So tell me about yourself as a publisher. We got the author part out the way, your inspiration and, what garnered you to do that. And we'll talk about your writings as well. But as a publisher, so what can authors expect from your company? And tell me the name again, just to make sure I'm saying it right.
Okay, so the publishing company is called Discovering Beautiful Minds. Because
right.
I truly believe every writer has a beautiful mind. And the publishing side of it allows other writers to be independently published. So it's not where I'm getting royalties or anything like that. It's a private owned, Black owned woman company. But I help other writers publish their books. So that's the editing phase. That's helping them learn about having connections with their cover artists. Also allowing them to put together a package that allows them to have their ISBN. It's not so much as just me doing everything.
Right.
It's basically tailored to if you need me to do everything compared to if you would like for me to help you actually publish your own book and set you up on the websites for you to publish your own book too. So I go two different ways depending on what my clients' needs are. And just allowing some women that I've met know that sometimes you think it's hard and it's not that hard. Sometimes you just need someone to, kind of tell you what to do or show you what to do. I mean, I'm one of them people that I don't mind showing you. I don't mind telling you. I don't mind helping you. So if you just need someone to help you in the right direction and steer you in the right direction, then that's what I do. If you want a package deal, then I offer package deals as well. But it's basically for my main target audience is women. I don't turn down men. Let's just put that out there. I don't turn them down. If it's something that I'm interested in publishing, if it's not something that, because I don't do sci-fi, if it's something that I don't do, then I would direct them to someone else that does.
Gotcha. All that sounds great. So, ladies, did you hear that? And my fellas, you're not excluded. I hope you guys heard that. Which I think that's a great aspect. That's something that I know I did with my company as well. I started out hosting my authors, if that's what you call it, underneath my company, but then I ended up doing it to where it was more like self-published based, like you're your own publisher. I'm just helping you with the process, and I still do that too. So I understand that process of what you're talking about all too well, and it's needed. You know, there's some people who they want to take the help, but they want it to be where you're helping me, not taking the control from me.
Absolutely.
And under yourself. So I think that's great that you're actually doing that and coming out and giving these people a voice of their own, not just up under you and your following as well. So that's kudos to you, girl.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Kudos to you, girl. So we do have Miss Sassy, the author. She says, hey. Hey, girl. Hey, what's up? And we have
girl
Charnel, who agrees with us as well. So, hey, thank you guys so much. So, let's see here. My next question I want to talk to you guys. I'm going to talk to you guys, girl. I'm going back to my Instagram days. What? Okay, so I want to talk to you about it's your DBM collections. I'm pretty sure this is right back of piggybacking off of your company, Discovering Beautiful Minds. Tell us about your collection and what we can expect.
Okay, so this is my baby. This is my baby. I have been wanting to open up a business that expresses others' love of books. So because I love books so much, I am an avid reader. I definitely love to amplify Black authors. I also like to just basically let people know that, because I'm a teacher, so I have to throw this in here, letting people understand that children, our youth, they're going through this thing where, and some of us have seen this before, right? Where you're in school and you may be someone that loves to read, or someone that really loves math, or someone that really loves writing. But sometimes people are picked on for loving to read. So remember those words, bookworm and nerd. Yes.
That was me. I was called that.
Yes. And it's still going on today. So one thing that I've noticed during my years of teaching is that our youth have this, I have to dumb myself down mindset. And it tears me up. It tears me up. We can talk all day about that, but I won't.
Yes.
So one of the things that I want to do, because I truly believe that we, can really inspire our youth to do whatever it is that they want to do. We're either going to be that positive force in their life or that negative force in their life.
Yes.
I want to be able to amplify literature. I want to be able to amplify just the love of reading, that it's okay. And it is cool. And the more of us that show, and I have to say this to our Black community, the more of us show our Black boys and girls that it's okay to read, it's okay to have your face in a book, it's okay to be talking about different books. The more of us that do this, I believe the better our youth will see that it's okay to be able to say, yeah, I'm smart, and yes, I love books, and I want to see more of our youth, and especially boys, because we do lose them at a certain age with reading. I want to show them that we should not be bullied. We should not be scrutinized. We should not be belittled because we love to read. So it's getting that love of books out there. And that's why I came up with my bookish brand. I'm actually drinking some of the last of my tea for my book.
Let me get that. Hold on.
So this is one of my mugs that I have that says book romantic, right? So I actually have different slogans. At first I was thinking, should I just have one thing and just stick with that? No, because we are an eclectic people and I love variety. So some of the things that I have as my predominant piece for DBM collections is Certified Book Babes and Book Romantic. I do have more things slated for 2022. However, right now, the things that I have on my DBM collections is basically to amplify the love of your love of books. We're a bookish brand that love to promote other indie authors as well, because I'm an indie author. I love to promote indie authors, and I feel like being an indie author matters. So I actually curated a whole separate line that's just for indie authors, whether you are someone that writes or someone that loves to support indie authors, which are independent authors. We have mugs and we have shirts and we have more things that's coming in 2022. So it's the love of reading, and also for those that are writers out there, it's also for the love of reading independently owned authors.
Right. Yes. We have our girl Charnel right now. Agreed. She says yes, 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 honey, right there. And I think we have one of your supporters right here, Miss Merlonda Webb. I hope I said your name right, honey. She says, I love how the DBM collection shows that reading is cool. And it definitely is. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
Yes.
All right. So I definitely love your outlook on all of that, so that it could create all the beautiful things that you are creating. And I got my girl Nina, who was on last week. She said, this is so great. That's so great. Thank you, Ms. Nina. So I think that's great that you got all of these different elements to you that represents and show the passion of you, you know?
Yeah.
And so I did go and look at your website for the DBM collection. I'm telling you guys, y'all got to go check it out. She does have a lot of great things on there, from hoodies, shirts, mugs. You guys, I'm pretty sure there's way more coming.
Oh yeah.
Way more coming. It's definitely there, you guys. So go check that out as well. If you are seeing it here, it is definitely at discoveringbeautifulminds.com. Am I right about it?
So for discoveringbeautifulminds.com, that's if you want to publish your book. So
I got it wrong. So what's the
discoveringbeautifulminds.com is if you would like to publish a book, if you would like to have editorial services, that's what Discovering Beautiful Minds does. But the sister company, the branch off to Discovering Beautiful Minds, is DBM Collections.
Y'all heard that, dbmcollections.com. Okay, so
yes,
definitely got to make sure I notate that.
That's where you go for all the DBM bookish apparel and merchandise.
Gotcha. All right. So thank you definitely for breaking that down for us and me, because I had it all wrong. And I'm gonna tell you how I got it. I went to your website and I saw the discoveringbeautifulminds.com and I saw your merch and I'm like, oh, okay. So this is where you visit this at. And it's like, okay. And I was wrong. So yeah.
It's
my
okay.
Bad. Yeah, my bad. Trying to do a little digging and research, and I'm messing up, girl. But yes, so sorry about that, honey. And we're gonna definitely get that fixed for you right now, so that so we can show it. There it is, right there on the screen, you guys. DBMcollections.com. Am I right about it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
all right,
ma'am.
There it is. The collection right there, you guys. Oh, sorry about that. So we definitely got that situated for you. All right, so now, so piggybacking off of that, we're going to talk about some marketing. All right. And I'm pretty sure, honey, with everything you got, you got some tips and tricks for us. So earlier I talked about marketing, and one thing I talked about was how I see a lot about people offering services to help you become a best seller. And some people offer it is like this free stuff, or it's like you pay the service and you're going to become a bestseller. And I talked about how this is just a thing that you just cannot say I'm going to become a bestseller if you're not doing what it takes to become a
Absolutely.
bestseller. And I talked about how people will play with the Amazon algorithms to miscategorize their books and become bestsellers. They will turn around and it's okay to be excited for that Amazon bestseller list, but sometimes, people say, how do I get on New York? How do I get on USA? Things like that. And they don't know what it takes to get there. And one, it takes money. Like, let's be real. You can't do it for free. Not like Amazon. Amazon, you can miscategorize yourself and you can purchase one book and boom, your category, you're now a number one bestseller for the hour that you are. So I did talk about that, how with Amazon, you are only a bestseller for the hour that you are, because they changed every hour, it updates. So if you're still in there every hour, that's good. It's still good, but there is a huge possibility to be number one next and number 150 the next, which puts you out of the category.
Absolutely.
Or even 12,000, whatever.
Absolutely.
So when it comes down to marketing strategies and any tips, tricks, and techniques you want to give us, because it's not always about just the bestseller status, but
it's not.
What would you give us?
The first thing I was going to say is that if you love writing, if you really love writing, your main goal should not be to focus only on being a number one bestseller. Because one thing that I ask myself is, am I writing at number one bestselling status? And that status doesn't come from Amazon. For me, it comes from consistency. It comes from not just hitting the target on Amazon just because I can or because it's possible. I don't believe hitting number one bestseller for me is going to make me feel real good inside if it's just for a day, or if because I mess with algorithms, or because I did a great launch and today or this week, I'm bestseller. It's about consistency. If your main thing is to get your stories out there, I think you should just focus on that, and everything else will follow. So that's my motto. I'm still new to writing. I would dare not say I'm writing so good. New York, Time bestseller right here. Y'all better come check me out. I'm not going to say any of that. I'm going to say that I'm still learning, and I'm still learning how to produce high quality books.
Yes, that is definitely a thing that you have to learn how to do it. And I agree with that so much that, you have to learn that, because I tell people all the time, if you want to get to certain levels, go see what those people are doing. You have to be on some sort of plan like they were on. You from the book cover to the writing. And I had a friend one time who, like I say, in the beginning, they were bestseller status, just hitting it all the time. And then after so many years, everything was just so slow. It was like, Lucas, hey, I've been out. I feel like I've been out for so long. Like, what do I do? I don't know. And I told him the same kind of thing. Like, okay, it was great. You was high off Amazon, but don't do that. Look at the growth.
Absolutely.
If you've been out for a while, look at your growth. Maybe you haven't grown, figure out where you need to grow at. I tell people all the time. Tell people that all the time that, look at what you could be better at. Because what if it's character development? Listen to your reviews. Listen to these people, your readers who are talking to you. Because there's some areas that from book 1 to book 5 to book 10, you should be done progressed and grew.
Absolutely.
So I definitely agree with that. So yeah, and that Amazon bestseller thing for today or for the week or for the time, it's all good and dandy. But I've seen a lot of authors come out of there like, oh my God, now what do I do? Now I don't know what to do, because that high is gone. Yeah. Right? That high is
gone.
But
you gotta keep that high. When you talk about marketing, you have to keep that high by allowing yourself to think of new creative ways to market your book. Also, it means planning. You can't really talk about marketing without talking about planning.
Yes.
Whatever it is that you want to do in life, there's a plan for it. If you want to become a professor, you have to plan to go to college. You have to plan to get certain degrees. If you want to be a hairstylist, it's certain things that you have to plan to do. Not just go and everybody's not doing this. So let me just throw this out there. Everybody's not going to school anymore for hairstyling. Some people, they have the gift, like a lot of people did in my time growing up, but a lot of them are doing hair from their homes. And I ain't saying nothing wrong with it. Girl, get your points. Okay? If you know how to do them wigs and them sew-ins, and girl, they got everything now. If you know how to do it, brand yourself and do what you have to do. However, if this is what you're going to do, you have to know your plan and strategize with it. If you're not going to go to school for it, then you need to cater to a certain audience that don't require you to be their hairstylist without a certificate to show that you went to school for. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
You also have to have, if you do plan on getting your certification and being a hairstylist, what is your marketing strategy? You're gonna get some flyers, some business cards. Are you gonna tell yourself, if I see 3 clients a day, doing at least these particular styles, I'm gonna make so much a week? Like, what is your overall goal? What is your overall plan? And then after you're setting that, still understand that you have to continue to recreate yourself, because you still need to get in front of more of an audience. You do have that, word of mouth, but you still have to do some planning. You still have to make sure that you're willing to put in the time and effort to do some type of marketing, because without it, who's going to know you? Who's going to know that you're really out there besides 5 people? And it takes time. This is not a race. Social media will show you that it is a race. Social media will show you that you need to hurry up and be a boss babe and get your stuff out there. Boss babes are patient. Don't let it confuse you. Boss babes know how to sit still and actually fine tooth everything that they're doing. It's not just about, I'm a boss babe, I'm out here, put me some heels. Listen, I got a lot of heels in there I don't wear. They sell in a box. All the Michael Kors purchases and everything else in there. Listen, they still in there, and I don't even wear them that much. It's not about what we look like. What are we producing? What are we telling people our brand is? Because some people, we got to understand, if you want to become a writer and hit that bestsellers list, are you looking at everybody on social media say they're on the bestseller list and believing that they know everything that they need to know to teach you? Everybody don't. Everybody don't. You have to, sometimes we spend so much time looking at other people to see what they're doing that we don't even spend enough time with ourselves to even create.
True.
We get stagnant in what it is that we're trying to do. That means you're not planning while you're stagnant. You're not marketing. You don't have a brand that you're working on. You don't have the patience to actually get through this whole process. And you don't have the know-how to understand that sometimes you do have to cut that social media off. Because how many books we going to keep buying about how to market? How many classes we going to take? Put it to action. Right? Everything that you learn, you have to put it into action. Just like if you're a teacher and you're teaching something. Okay, you can teach all day long, but until them kids put that pen to paper, how do you get to assess what they've learned from what you taught? You have to put it into action.
I definitely agree with that. 100%. I definitely agree with that. Definitely the planning part. And a lot of people don't want to go through that because that can take time. Like you said, sometimes it can take months because you have to be able to foresee your future. You're not planning for tomorrow. You're not planning for later on tonight. You're not planning for 2-3 days away. Most of the time you're planning, like you say, weeks and months out of what you see. You putting something in place, steps to follow. And sometimes it's hard for people. Think about the things we have to go through in this world. Everything, like you say, on social media is instant. So it doesn't require much planning and thinking, right?
Yeah.
You got apps right now. I can take a picture with no makeup on. By the time I upload my stuff, I'm full faced. My hair is neat, and I may even change my outfit, but still, everything is so instant and it's not realistic when it comes down to social media. Oh, and I got some comments from Miss Sassy, the author. She says, yes, cultivate our craft. Yes, and she said it again. Yes, cultivate our craft with her exclamation points. Okay, so Miss Sassy telling you guys something. All right. So what I'm going to do at this point right now is take a really, really quick break so that you can get any kind of water or resituate yourself, whatever you need to do. And I'm going to bring up my book recommendation. All right. So we're going to give Miss Adrienne a quick break, right quick, you guys. All right. So you got just me with you. Okay. So right now with my book recommendation that I have for you guys tonight, I offer like different type of techniques that can help authors, right? I'm not recommending, read this author's book, whatever, right? So my goal is to tell you, okay, so read this author's book because it is helping talk about something that I feel can definitely help an author further their author career. Because as we both have said to you guys tonight, especially Miss Adrienne, that you have to, we're gonna put some in terms, you have to study your craft. Like, that's just it. Miss Sassy even said it herself. You got to study your craft, okay? So our book recommendation for tonight, and I've talked about this author before, but we're gonna bring her up again because I bought her whole collection, all right? And this one today is called Outlining Your Novel by K.M. Wyland, okay? Now, I have to say there's a workbook to this that I have, and you guys listen. If you're ever stuck in your writing, okay, and you're like, oh my God, I'm at a certain point and I don't know where this thing is going. I can't see past this. I just can't write right now because I'm going through writer's block. This is a really good book to help you come out of the writer's block phase, okay? And the reason why I say that is because most of the time you have a lot of authors who say, I just cannot outline. I have to just sit down and start writing because my authors will talk to me, my characters will talk to me, and I'll go on a whole other path, right? That's okay. Your outline is not definitely telling you what to write every step of the way so that you don't have flexibility, okay? This book definitely gives you flexibility. There's a lot of questions in here pertain to your story from the beginning, the middle, the end, your first plot point to your second, the midpoints. And I mean, she goes through everything, you guys, that can really help you navigate through your thoughts. That's how I put it. Navigate through our thoughts from beginning, middle to end, even before you even really get the good concept of your story out of your brain yet. She has all that there. Okay, here it's called Outlining Your Novel. Map Your Way to Success with K.M. Wyland. And I'm recommending this book definitely because it's a book that I do have, I do play with, I do use to outline with. And it is a great starting point when you are needing to just get a couple of questions out of your head that you don't know where to start. All right. Or if you get stuck in the middle or at the end, I don't know. All right. So you guys go check it out. It is definitely on Amazon. And if you need me to give you the link, I got you. All right. So that was our book recommendation. I'm going to definitely do one of our quick videos really quick. All right, you guys, and we'll be right back. Okay.
Hey, it's author Olivia Shaw Real reminding you to check out Strawberry Lit magazine featuring author interviews from yours truly. So what are you waiting on? It's time to get lit.
All right, you guys, we are right back. That was once again my girl Olivia Shaw. She's also a great author, you guys. You gotta check out as well. She got a lot going on. We'll have her on as well. But right now, I'm going to bring Miss Adrienne back. All right. And we're going to get these last 15 minutes out. If you have any questions or comments, you guys drop it in the comment section, the chat section, or whatever you want to call it. We are live right now on Strawberry Lit Magazine. We are live on Strawberry Lit TV on Facebook. We're also live on the Strawberry Lit TV YouTube channel. So you can comment on any of those, as well as any of the links that have been shared so far on social media. You can comment on any of those, and we can see and get your comments. And so far, I have my girl, Miss Charnel, says she like. All right. Thank you, Charnel. So we're back with Miss Adrienne Edwards. Welcome back, boo.
Thank you.
All right. So last thing I want to talk to you about, because we talked about your authorship, we talked about your publishing, and we talked about your collection. So I want to talk to you about your novels. All right, so tell us about some of them and what was some of the inspiration behind it.
Okay. Well, one of them that I published is not on Amazon. This is the first one that I published was for me. It was something that I wanted to do because I wanted to leave a legacy for my children. And it was for me when I was rediscovering myself, my identity. And it's called Broken into Pieces. And it definitely has a piece of me inside of each story, meaning it's that whole overcoming obstacles. It's called Broken into Pieces, and it's about three different short stories, and every story in it is about someone overcoming something. And I love to write flawed characters. When people talk about, every story has a flawed character. No, my characters are kind of like they gonna piss you off. They really get on your nerves. You'll be wanting to fight some of them, okay, or slap them or whatever, cuss them out, all that good stuff. But that's the way that I write. And that first book allowed me to learn my style of writing and who I am,
That's
what my
important.
brand is, what I have to offer my readers. And my book, My Life Without You, published earlier this year, February 2021, is a novel about a young girl that is making some crazy decisions. It's being in your young 20s, thinking you got life figured out, and then bam, something hits you. And then you realize, okay, wait a minute, everything is good, but my boo just walked back in my life. What do I do? What do I do? So her story, her name is Valerie. Her story is about loving someone and losing someone, but losing yourself inside of losing this idea of what life is supposed to look like. And in this story, she is a flawed character. She's someone that you're going to love to hate. And I say love to hate because people love to hate her. But people tell you that, I remember my professor, and when I was in my master's program, told me that I shouldn't write a story where the character is flawed. The main character is flawed like this. Usually it's the second character or an antagonist. Like, no, it's her.
Yeah.
Because I write realistic stories. So out of everything that I write, my main focus, I can write romance. Like one of my stories I'm writing right now is romance, but this contemporary romance story is realistic. And I feel like getting her story out brings the reality that people do really go through the things that she's going through. No matter how stupid you call her, no matter how upset you get at her, it's real life. And I write the way that I write because we're so judgmental on people and our reality. In the real world, we judge people in their relationships. We judge people on a job. We judge people in friendships. We're judging people so much. I wouldn't have done this if I was him. I wouldn't have done this if I was her. I wouldn't have took this if I was her. And I would have kicked him to the curb. We have all these, if that was me, if that was me. It was you. You just not saying nothing. In a certain type of way, your relationship might not have been mine, but I might have been stupid in mine's in a certain type of way that may not look like yours. Right. So it's almost like calling the kettle black, as my mother used to say. How dare we talk about somebody else in a relationship as if they're doing everything wrong, but we can't look at ourselves. So this book is about learning how not to judge people, but also to learn that we have to be realistic. We have to be compassionate. We have to learn how not to judge a book by its cover, if, as they say, and learn that everybody is flawed. This is why I say that I love imperfect people, because they inspire me. It's not the perfect people with the perfect life. It's how did you overcome adversity? How did you overcome struggles in your life? How did you get past this point in your life that you became at peace with yourself? How did you fall in love with yourself? This character has to learn how to fall in love with herself. And the way to fall in love with herself is forgiving herself and her parents. So sometimes we talk about forgiveness, and usually all of my books have some type of form of forgiveness in there. She has to learn how to forgive herself, but the door to forgive herself was to forgive her parents. So she had to travel back. Like, okay, let me go backwards and let me see. And so she started to see herself in her own parents. So she judged her parents. She didn't have a good relationship with her parents, but then she understood her mother a little better when she realized I'm not perfect either. So that's what My Life Without You is about. It's a contemporary romance story. Mirror Image is totally different. It's a contemporary fiction story. If I always say that I can relate it to Anti-Bullying, that movie inspired me to write that story.
Oh, wow.
I was thinking, this would be a good story for them. I seen it being played as a movie. But I felt in my spirit like, you should write it. I'm like, I don't even write like that. That ain't my type of genre. But I wrote it. and it's called Mirror Image, and it's about one mother's destined plea to say that, you know, her son did not do this crime that people are accusing him of doing. And so it's more of a Black Lives Matter subject thing. It toggles information that we all should kind of not just forget about. Sometimes we say, oh, I don't want to talk about that anymore. I don't want to, you know, hear about George Floyd anymore, because these people become our past. But not saying we have to always write like this, but it was something that I did for me, because George Floyd's death took such a hard impact on me as a grown woman, because I'm married to a Black man. I have Black sons that I'm raising. I remember when my oldest son, who's now in the military, was coming home from work, when we lived in a suburban neighborhood. Cops pulled him over, and because he's Black, driving in a suburban neighborhood, and they pulled him over. And the only thing I can remember him saying when he FaceTimed me was, he said, "You got 5 seconds to get out this car." And I remember saying to the cop through the phone, "Don't shoot my son. Don't shoot my son."
Oh, wow.
So this story is personal.
Yeah.
Because I had to delve into this story and relate how I would feel as a Black mother. What if this was my son? What if it was your son? What if it was my student? What if it was my nephew? Putting myself in those shoes is something that I hope every person that reads that story does. And it is not just for Black people to read, because it's got a little suspense to it, and it's a major plot twist at the end of the story.
Cool. Okay, so far I'm liking. And I'm hoping you guys out there heard that too as well, and you're liking. So we got mirrored image, right?
Yes, mirror image,
and we have, what was the other one?
My Life Without You.
My Life Without You. Y'all guys heard that one, and there's one more you said.
The other one is not on Amazon. It's only directly through my Discovering Beautiful Minds link, because those books I have on me, those were not something that I published online at all. Gotcha. But yeah, Mirror Image and My Life Without You are available on my website and available on Amazon.
All right, you guys got that. All right, you guys. So go check that out right now. All right, so the last question I have well, it's not the last, but the last before last question is tell people where they can find you. Tell us where we can find you.
Okay, so my IG, I'm not on Facebook, but my IG name handle is Adrienne_Edwards_author. My website from my author brand is AdrienneEdwardsAuthor.com. You can also find me for Discovering Beautiful Minds if you're looking to publish a book or you need someone to edit your work. That's on discoveringbeautifulminds.com. Also, if you're looking for that bookish brand because you are an author or you are in support of indie authors or you just love to read, then DBM Collections will have something available for you and all of your needs and all of your book friends as well. That is on, for IG, it is dbm.co. And for the website, it's dbmcollections.com.
Got you. All right. So now I want to say thank you so much for coming on to our show. This new thing that I'm trying to do and offering your expertise, your experience, your passion for this for us as authors. And I want to say thank you so much for that. And you guys don't forget, as she said, check her out on Instagram. Check her out on her website at AdrienneEdwardsAuthor.com. Yes. And last thing I have for you, ma'am. Now, this is the last thing, okay? Tell me, what is something you would say to an aspiring author? And this is my famous quote from a magazine that I will continue to share forever. But what would you say to an aspiring author? What advice do you have?
I would say to be kind to yourself and be patient, because being on social media, it tends to distort your reality of what publishing really looks like. There are some things out there that are very authentic and very good. However, the distortion comes when we see people publishing left and right. That distortion becomes everything is perfect for them, and why is it not that way for me? Why is it not going this way for me? And you are distorted, believing that everyone that's writing knows what they're doing from beginning to end, that there is no mistakes. There's always going to be mistakes at some degree, in as long as they're not major mistakes. Just keep working at your own craft, because even traditional publishers, if you are going a traditional route, if you're going an independent route or vanity press route, whatever way you're going, know that there are going to be some bumps in the road. Nothing is perfect. I know for myself, I hire editors. I edit my work. I hire editors as well and pay good enough money. I always find mistakes afterwards. But that's the same thing traditional publishing. I read many traditional publishing books, and I always find a mistake or two in there. As long as it's not riddled with mistakes, and as long as you continue to perfect your craft, you have to care about your reader, and care about what you put out there. Take your time. If you care about your reader enough, you'll care about making sure that what you put out there is reader friendly. That's the main thing. Just be kind to yourself and be patient. Don't rush, because if you do, it'll show, and it won't be your best quality work. And when I say best quality work, I mean your work won't be the quality that you would have wanted it to be, and even for your readers as well. The last thing is, I want to move back just a little bit. For the IG handle for DBM Collections, I said it was dbm.co. I'm sorry, I moved too fast. It was dbmcollections.co for my IG handle. And then the website is DBM Collections.
Got you. All right, you guys heard that from Miss Adrienne Edwards. Her advice to all of my aspiring authors, my very, very new authors. If you didn't get anything else, get these words. Be kind to yourself, you guys. Basically, don't be so hard. Be kind. All right. And don't rush.
Yeah.
That one too. Don't rush yourself, because you definitely will not be happy with your final product when you are unhappy with yourself. All right. So I am definitely going to let Miss Adrienne up out of here, saying thank you so much for tuning in with me, and we will definitely have to chat back again. Okay.
Yes.
All right, bye, Miss Adrienne.
Bye. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome. All right, you guys, so you're back with me. You're back with me again. All right, so that just wrapped up what we had with Miss Adrienne Edwards. As you guys could see, this author and many hats of a woman who has a publishing company and her collection company with clothes, mugs, and many more things to come after that. For you guys, and also as a teacher, so y'all know she can come with it, right? So we just had her on, and she gave us a lot of good nuggets, a lot of good tips and tricks and things like that, especially when it came to marketing and when you're trying to get out there as an aspiring author. All right, you guys, so I'm going to end this by reminding you guys to go check this out if you missed it, or if you want to get another replay, or if you don't want to watch the video and you may want to be in your car. I don't know, but we're going to be definitely on podcast shows with this link at about 3 p.m. today, Central Standard Time. It's going to be on Apple. It's going to be on Spotify. It's going to be on Amazon. It's going to be on so many other platforms. I can't think of all the names right now, but I will get them as we go. You can always get us at strawberrylittv.captivate.fm. We're going to be there, and I will have all of the hosting links as well for all of the shows that's coming up. Don't forget, we are an extension of the Strawberry Lit Magazine brand, so you can always visit that at strawberrylitmagazine.com. See some of the other authors that we have written interviews about, who will definitely be on our show soon to give us their voice as well. All right, you guys. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for your comments, your questions. I'm going to do a really quick shout out to my people here who are with us today. We had A Team DJ on our Facebook. We also had Miss Charnel Williams on our Facebook. We had Miss Savvy, the author, who was on our YouTube. So thank you for tuning in on our YouTube, baby. Thank you so much. So we also had Miss Nina Stewart, who was on last week, and she also tuned in to Miss Adrienne this week from my Facebook, visiting us from there. And I have to say thank you guys so much for commenting and giving us love on today. And be back with me. No, not next week. After the first of the year, you guys, I'm going to come back with new guests for January. I was going to do a Christmas edition, you guys, but I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to take a quick break. Okay, I'm going to enjoy it. All right, so I'll see you guys after the first of the year. Y'all be great. Y'all be good. And for my authors, y'all keep writing, all right? We're going to keep writing and studying our crafts. All right, bye, you guys.